Hi everyone, and welcome to English for You. I'm Pat.
Hello everyone, I'm Nikki.
So Nikki, have you ever changed your hair color?
I have never changed my hair color.
Really?
It's always been this black.
Always been dark? You've never tried like a brown or a blonde or something else like that?
No.
Why not?
Because my hair is short, so if I dye my hair, it's gonna grow and it's gonna be weird.
Okay, yeah, I suppose if you had that light hair, you'd end up, what do they call it, like a pudding toll?
Yeah.
But if it's short, that means you can kind of quickly, it's a lot easier to dye it and change it because it's
too much work.
Too much work, okay.
What about you? Have you?
Yeah, I've dyed my hair pretty much every color you can think of. Sometimes just temporarily. Ones where it's more of a natural color like blondes or different things like that I use permanent, but I've temporarily, like for a couple of nights or something, done green, blue, red, or the rest. Black doesn't work.
Really?
If I dye my hair like black, it looks as though it's like I'm either wearing a wig or there's a black cat sitting on my head.
Oh. It's too heavy?
Yeah, it doesn't look natural on me. I've dyed it. The blonde kind of looks okay because I'm kind of half blonde anyway. Browns and reds and sort of purples look all right. The weird ones just look weird, but they're mostly for fun anyway. But today's article isn't about dyeing our hair, it's about dyeing clothes, and in particular, the story behind the blue dye used by the Hakka people. Let's read through the article and learn this story.
Reading.
The story behind the Hakka's blue clothes. Taiwan's hard-working Hakka people are known for many things, especially their ability to live off the land. One great example of this is indigo dye. The Hakka have used it to make their traditional clothes for centuries. But what is the story behind this beautiful blue color? Traditional indigo dye comes from Assam indigo, a plant that likes cool, humid places. When the Hakka arrived in Taiwan, they found lots of this plant in the area around Sanxia. They soon learned they could use it to make a bold blue dye. This color looked beautiful on cloth. During the 1700s and 1800s, the dye was very valuable. Scientists later found a way to make chemical dyes, and many cultures forgot the old natural method. Thankfully, though, the Hakka kept their tradition alive. They still use Assam indigo to color traditional clothes. These include lanshan, women's shirts that fasten across the chest. Visit Sanxia to learn more about this colorful part of Hakka culture.
So the article begins by saying, Taiwan's hard-working Hakka people are known for many things, especially their ability to live off the land. So we use this phrase be known for to talk about what a place, a person, or thing is famous for, or the characteristic that many people associate with it. Like some countries are known for their spicy food, they're known for their chocolate, they're known for their natural beauty, and so on.
课文开头就说，勤勉的 Hakka people 客家人是因为几件事而出名。为人所知的 be known for something， 它可以是一个人的特色、特征。我们也可以常常会用来说一个国家是因为某个东西而出名。Here, we are saying the Hakka people are known for an ability they have.
That's right. An ability is something you have, and it's usually something you can do, like a physical or practical skill. Someone might have the ability to run fast or play basketball well. Another person might have the ability to swim, to drive a car, or to speak many languages well. So this word is all about something that a person can do. For example, we could say, Luke has the ability to get a lot of work done in a short time.
An ability 是名词，能力 it's a skill. 那它的形容词就是 able. So let's say that if I'm able to speak many languages, I have the ability to speak many languages. 例句说 Luke 有可以在短时间内完成大量工作的能力。And the Hakka people's ability was to live off the land.
That's right. But before we get into that, what would you say are some of your abilities, Nikki?
I'd say I can play guitar.
That's cool.
I can sing.
Excellent.
And I speak French.
That's all of those are good. I can't do any of those.
What about yours?
I can write stories. I can make up plays and dramatic scenes quickly without a script. I used to be able to drive, but it's been like 15 years, so probably forget that now. I can swim. Other abilities, no. Maybe play badminton, okay. That's about it. Oh well, never mind. Let's get back to the article. And we talked about the Hakka people's ability, which was to live off the land. To live off something is to survive only or mainly using that thing, or eat only one particular type of food. So if you were stuck on an island, you would have to live off fruits and any animals you could catch yourself. In our article, we said that the Hakka can live off the land, which means that wherever they go, they can grow enough to feed themselves or use whatever they find to make things and survive.
Live off 在这边指的是靠某个东西过活。那课文中说到客家人的能力，就是可以靠土地来过活。那意思呢，就是说他们可以自给自足。今天不管是到什么地方，他们都可以靠这片土地种植东西来养活自己。
So next, the article says, one great example of this is indigo dye. So the word indigo could mean the colour, which is a fairly rich colour somewhere between blue and purple. The word indigo can also mean the plant that this dye comes from. A dye, D-Y-E, is any product that can be used to change the colour of something, like hair or clothes. Dye can be natural, so it's made from plants or even insects or something like that, but dyes can be chemical, man-made as well.
Indigo 当形容词的时候是靛蓝色的，也可以当名词表示靛蓝色这种颜色。那它是介于蓝色和紫色之间，又或者是指会产出这一种颜色的植物。那 dye 在这边指的是一种染料、染剂，像是染头发用的东西，那就是 dye。那 dye 也可以用来当动词，就是染的这个动作，把某个东西染色。So here we're talking about indigo dye.
Right, and the article says, the Hakka have used it to make their traditional clothes for centuries.
But we also want to know the answer to the next sentence, which is, but what is the story behind this beautiful blue color?
We see that traditional indigo dye comes from Assam indigo, a plant that likes cool, humid places. So if a place is humid, there's a lot of water in the air. It feels a little bit wet and sticky, and if the weather is very humid, it's hard to breathe. Humid air can make hot days feel hotter, and cold days feel wet and miserable. Taiwan is humid all year round.
It is.
So we could say, and we often do say, it's so humid outside today. The air feels thick, like steam.
Humid, 潮湿的. It's often used to describe the weather or the air. When the weather is humid, it is not dry. 那 humid 它的名词是 humidity, 湿度. Sometimes when we check the weather on our phone, it will tell us the humidity, like it's 35% now.
Or in Taiwan, like 85% now. All right, so back to this plant, Assam indigo. We see that when the Hakka arrived in Taiwan, they found lots of this plant in the area around Sansha.
Next, the article says they soon learned they could use it to make a bold blue dye.
So here the word bold means a strong colour, a kind of a rich, thick colour like we've been talking about. The article continues, this colour looked beautiful on cloth. So here we have today's grammar point, which is following a linking verb like look, taste, sound, feel, some kind of sense like that, with an adjective or the like plus noun pattern. So in the article, we say something looked beautiful. So when you looked at it, you felt that it was attractive. We could also say something sounds great. You hear the idea and you like it. Using the noun pattern, we could say this tastes like strawberries. You're describing something you've tasted as being exactly like or quite similar to strawberries.
Bold 在这边指的是鲜艳的，但我们平常如果用来形容人的话 we say that he's bold and means he's fearless. 他很勇敢的意思。再来说到 this color looked beautiful. 这边我们用到了连缀动词。通常我们用连缀动词的时候，后面会接一个形容词。又或是加一个介系词 like， 再接一个名词。那这边用到的是说明感官感受的连缀动词 look。那其他还有 taste, feel 或是 smell 等等。For example, the coffee tasted bad or the coffee tasted like medicine.
That's right. And we should also look at the word cloth. Cloth is any kind of fabric that's woven or otherwise put together into a piece of material, and you use cotton, wool, or other fibers like that. If you're making clothes, you make the cloth first, then turn the cloth into something that fits on our bodies. We can also use cloth to make covers for bedclothes or cushions, for curtains, blankets, and all kinds of other things. For example, to help the planet, use a cloth bag instead of a plastic bag.
Cloth 是布料。就是衣服还没成型之前的样子，那它也可以拿来当抹布。那说到衣服 clothes 这个字是只有复数的形态，那如果我们要说一块布的时候，就可以说 a piece of cloth。例句说，为了要帮助地球，我们应该使用布袋而不是塑胶袋。So as this dye looked beautiful, many people wanted it.Yes,
and our article says during the 1700s and 1800s, the dye was very valuable.
But that changed. The article says scientists later found a way to make chemical dyes, and many cultures forgot the old natural method.
So here chemical is being used as an adjective, and it kind of modifies another word to make it something to do with chemicals. As a noun, a chemical is any substance that's distinct from others, and we often use it to mean one that's been made or at least purified by people in a laboratory or factory. But there are lots of natural chemicals too. So in our article, we're talking about chemical dyes. So we mean, again, dyes, things that change things from one color to another, but they're made not with natural methods like plants, but with something that's come from a science lab or factory. Here's another example of something like this. Some farmers use chemical methods to kill bugs, but this can hurt other animals too.
Chemical 当形容词的时候指的是化学的，所以我们可以说 chemical reaction 化学反应。那在我们把它当名词使用的时候，它是泛指一些化学制品。那还有另一个我们国高中要上的化学，它是 chemistry。Chemistry 这个字也可以用来当作两个人之间的来电。
So many people forgot about using the plant dye for indigo, but not everyone. As the article says, thankfully though, the Hakka kept their tradition alive. We use the adverb thankfully when we're about to give some good news or to show that not everything is bad. We use it to mean we, so people in general, should be thankful for the fact we're about to introduce.
Thankfully 是副词，幸亏、幸好的意思。我们通常会把它摆在句首，其实也就是我们中文常常说的“哦，谢天谢地”的意思。
So we also saw the phrase keep something alive. We usually use this phrase to talk about old traditions or older ways of doing things and how we continue to remember and use these old ways even though the world has changed and become more modern. So the meaning of this phrase is kind of to do with not forgetting the important parts of our culture and continuing to use the old ways.
Keep something alive 是指让某件事情继续存在。那在这边指的就是这个客家的传统还是有被保存下来，即使我们的生活现在变得越来越科技化。
So now we see that they, the Hakka, still use Assam indigo to colour traditional clothes.
Here are some examples. These include 蓝衫, women's shirts that fasten across the chest.We
have a couple of words to look at here. The first is the verb fasten. Okay, you don't really pronounce the T, it's more like fasten. And this means to tie something to make sure that it stays tied and doesn't fall off or get loose. We can use different ways to fasten things like buttons, knots on strings, clasps for jewellery, pins for earrings, and so on. It basically makes it stay in place.For example, we could say, you should fasten your seatbelt as soon as you get in the car.
Fasten 是动词扣紧系好的意思，像是我们坐上车就要系好安全带 Fasten your seatbelts.
Now, the item of clothing we mentioned in the article fastens across the chest. Your chest is the upper part of your body, the bits protected by your ribs and with your heart and lungs inside. For example, we could say,The doctor gave me a chest x-ray to see if I had any problems with my heart.
Chest 是指胸部、胸膛，那在这边是从脖子到胃的这个范围。像我们有时候如果胸口很闷、很痛的话，那就是一个 chest pain。例句说，医生帮我做胸部 X 光检查，看看我是否有心脏方面的问题。
Okay, so that's sort of all about how the Hakka use their dye to change the colour of their clothes and make it a very sort of traditional process with quite a famous colour. And our article finishes by saying, visit Sansha to learn more about this colourful part of Hakka culture.
There's more to learn about Hakka culture as well, and we'll discuss this in our For You chat question.For You chat.
So our chat question is about these different things that the Hakka people make. It is, what other goods are Hakka people known for, and what is special about them? Okay, have you got any ideas, any suggestions?
I'd say I've tried their food before. It's a Hakka-style fry that includes a lot of stuff in it. And
okay.
In Chinese, it's 客家小炒. And what's special about this is that it's got a lot of like green onions, like pork and squid. And then that means that the Hakka people don't really waste anything.
Right. I've heard that Hakka-style food is often quite filling. It's the sort of thing you would eat to give you plenty of energy for a long day of work, that kind of thing. Because the Hakka were hardworking, they needed foods like that. So there was quite a bit of fat, maybe quite a bit of salt. I've not tried this because it's got meat in it, so I'm not going to eat it. But some other goods that the Hakka people are known for, there's a kind of oil umbrella. They use the oil from, I think, a certain tree or plant that makes a pretty good umbrella. And something I think I've tried at some point is leita. Which is like ground up tea. There's like
you have
different,
to
smash all the nuts and leaves and other things like that, and you kind of really break it up and then you make the tea with it. I think I've tried it, and I remember it being pretty good. Have you tried that?
I think I did when I was little.
Yeah, it's the sort of... I can't remember. I've been here in Taiwan so long now that I'm starting to lose track of what I did try.
It's mostly like a workship.
Yeah, you kind of go and
do
learn.
it yourself.
Right, and you kind of pound it up and stuff like that. I guess we've written in our articles about topics to do with the Hakka as well. One we did sometime last year, I think, was about the dried persimmons, the fruits. Kind of, they look a bit like orange tomatoes.
Oh, yeah, but it's very sweet.
Yes, yeah, because they sort of dry them out and they've got plenty of sugar in them. I think they're an important food source, and it's a traditional food source for the Hakka people. Okay, and there's the Tongue Tree Blossom Festival, kind of, what's it, like April, is it? Sometime like that, when all the trees in like Miaoli County go kind of all white and stuff like that, and It's quite an interesting scene. I've not been down there to see them. I think Miaoli County I've only been through. I don't think I've ever stopped in there, which is probably something I should do at some point.
Yes.
Okay, well, that is all the time we have for today. Thanks for listening, everybody, for English for You. I'm Pat.
I'm Nikki.
We'll talk to you again sometime soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The story behind the Hakka's blue clothes. Taiwan's hard-working Hakka people are known for many things, especially their ability to live off the land. One great example of this is indigo dye. The Hakka have used it to make their traditional clothes for centuries. But what is the story behind this beautiful blue color? Traditional indigo dye comes from Assam indigo, a plant that likes cool, humid places. When the Hakka arrived in Taiwan, they found lots of this plant in the area around Sanxia. They soon learned they could use it to make a bold blue dye. This color looked beautiful on cloth. During the 1700s and 1800s, the dye was very valuable. Scientists later found a way to make chemical dyes, and many cultures forgot the old natural method. Thankfully, though, the Hakka kept their tradition alive. They still use Assam indigo to color traditional clothes. These include lanshan, women's shirts that fasten across the chest. Visit Sanxia to learn more about this colorful part of Hakka culture.
Vocabulary Review.
Ability. Josie's ability to read maps was very useful when the class got lost in Paris. Humid. Mandy was used to Egypt's dry climate, so she couldn't stand Taiwan's humid summer weather. Cloth. Teresa cut the cloth into large pieces and began making them into a shirt. Chemical. This chemical company produces a liquid that helps farmers' plants grow faster and stronger. Fasten. Max put on his shirt and then fastened the buttons on the front. Chest. The doctor asked Gary to show her his chest so she could listen to his heartbeat.
智慧小补帖
Indigo dye. Thankfully.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作。活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net